Ms. Hutzler.
Chairman Lambourne and members of the subcommittee, thank you for the invitation to testify. Coal is the world's most abundant fossil fuel. America's known coal reserves, 261 billion tons, constitute 27% of the entire world's coal reserves. We are the Saudi Arabia of coal, with more than 1.5 times the reserves of our nearest competitor, Russia, and more than twice the reserves of China. If you include our in-place resources, the United States has enough coal to last over 9,000 years at today's consumption rate. The prospect for utilizing this vast domestic resource should be great. From providing low-cost electricity to nearly 40% of American homes and businesses, to innovative coal-to-liquid fuels technology that can provide gasoline, diesel fuel, and jet fuel, we have yet to experience the full benefit of America's coal reserves. Some have speculated that coal's decline in the United States reflects a global trend away from this energy-dense fuel source. The facts, however, are just the opposite. The International Energy Agency projects that coal will surpass oil as the world's largest energy source by 2017. While U.S. coal production and consumption have gone down in recent years, coal's share of world energy consumption has increased to almost 30% in 2012, the highest since 1970. China's coal use alone has grown by over 40% in the last decade and presently constitutes almost 70% of China's energy consumption. Western European countries like Germany, which have implemented policies in the past to restrict the use of coal, are now realizing that such policies have handicapped economic development and failed to achieve the purported environmental benefits. The Germans are building coal-fired plants to replace retiring nuclear plants and to back up intermittent renewable technologies. To fuel these plants, countries are looking to the United States, where coal exports were 17% higher in 2012 than in 2011. The Energy Information Administration projects that coal exports will continue at recent high levels as the U.S. supplies our trade partners in China, the United Kingdom, South Korea, Brazil, and others. Some of that supply will come from places like the Powder River Basin, which accounts for more than 2/5 of all coal mined in the United States. Yet, unlike other coal-rich areas of the U.S., the Powder River Basin is almost entirely under federal control. Only 1.5% of federal unleased lands have been determined to be available for coal production under standard government lease terms. As a result, the American taxpayer is losing an immense benefit to the federal treasury and our overall economy. If we evaluated the entire amount of federally owned coal that could be leased in the lower 48 at average prices by coal type, the worth of that resource would be approximately $22.5 trillion to the economy. These figures do not take into account the vast resources in Alaska, which has more coal in place than the entire lower 48 states. Many see coal's problems as environmental, yet coal has made significant strides environmentally. According to the EPA, since 1970, the total emissions of the 6 criteria pollutants have declined by 68%, even though our coal consumption has nearly doubled. Due to technological advances, coal-fired power plants are becoming even cleaner, and air quality is continuing to improve. Despite these advances, the White House announced last month a new agenda to impose even further restrictions on the use of coal in the U.S. These restrictions would require technology that is not currently commercially available. Some have labeled this plan the industrial counter-revolution. In the end, jobs will suffer in nearly every sector, from mining to transportation to electric utilities. Finally, some believe that low-cost natural gas has priced coal out of the market. However, production costs for coal-fired electricity in 2012 were slightly lower than that for natural gas. It should be noted that while natural gas prices are currently low, gas-directed rig activity is also low. This could impact future gas supplies, resulting in higher costs. Also, natural gas production in federal lands, much like coal, is on a downturn. Coal production on federal and Indian lands is down 9% from its peak level in 2008. Fewer coal lease sales have taken place in federal lands on average during this administration than during the prior 2 administrations. Yet coal revenues were the largest ever in fiscal year 2012. Taking Asian and European markets as examples, U.S. policymakers should consider the vast benefits our domestic coal resources can provide to our own economy and adopt more sensible policies to harness this resource, both responsibly and efficiently. A true all-of-the-above energy strategy cannot dismiss the tremendous benefit that U.S. coal offers to both our own nation and the world. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.